Yasmine Bleeth comes from a time when television stars felt larger than life, when fame carried weight and mystery instead of constant exposure. That's why, whenever old photos or bold fashion moments resurface online, especially ones tagged with sensational phrases suggesting extremely revealing outfits, the internet reacts as if it has uncovered a scandal. In reality, there is nothing new being revealed. What's happening is a familiar pattern. An image is pulled from the past, given an exaggerated label, and released back into circulation to spark noise. This story is not about fashion alone. It's about control, context, and how viral culture often strips away fairness. Stay with me until the end, because the takeaway changes how you see these stories entirely. The first thing to understand is how powerfully framing affects perception. A photo by itself is just a moment, but once it's paired with suggestive language or a mocking tone, it becomes something else. The focus shifts away from the person and onto selective details meant to provoke reaction. That's not appreciation, it's pressure. Clothing choices can reflect trends, creative direction, or a specific era in entertainment history. But online, those layers disappear. All nuance is replaced with a single loud message designed to grab attention. Phrases that imply too much exposure are especially misleading. They hint at scandal without facts. They invite judgment while avoiding responsibility. And they spread fast because they encourage gossip and quick conclusions. What gets lost is the simple truth that there is always a real person in the image, someone with a life, boundaries, and experiences that extend far beyond a single frame. This conversation also connects to a much larger issue. For years, bold fashion was actively promoted by the entertainment industry. It sold magazines, boosted ratings, and shaped cultural trends. Then, as standards shifted, those same looks were reframed as something shocking or inappropriate. That contradiction places women in a no-win situation. Dress conservatively and risk being ignored. Dress boldly and risk being criticized. Either way, control is taken away and judgment replaces choice. Photos themselves are also unreliable narrators. A picture captures a fraction of a second. It doesn't show what led up to that moment or what followed. It doesn't explain how the person felt, what they agreed to, or how the image was intended to be used. Yet online culture often treats photos as full stories. Repetition reinforces that illusion. When people see the same image over and over, they start believing they understand everything, even when they don't. Consent matters more than most headlines acknowledge. There is a clear difference between images released intentionally as part of professional work and images reused without care or context. Choosing how you present yourself does not mean surrendering control over how others reuse that image years later. Visibility is not permission. Curiosity does not equal entitlement. So why do these stories keep resurfacing? Because reaction equals profit. Social platforms reward engagement, and engagement thrives on shock. Even when nothing controversial is happening, dramatic wording creates the illusion of importance. Arguments follow. Shares increase. And the person at the center becomes a tool for clicks instead of a human being. There's a better way to approach this. Instead of reacting instantly, pause and ask a few simple questions. Why is this being shared now? Who benefits from this framing? Is it meant to honor someone's career? Or is it bait designed to trigger emotion? That brief pause changes everything. It shifts you from passive consumer to thoughtful observer. If you value conversations that prioritize context over outrage and respect over spectacle, support that shift. Like, subscribe, and comment respect. It signals a demand for smarter content, stories that recognize people as individuals, not objects, and helps move online culture in a better direction.